Hello everybody, it's Zach here from realestatelicensewizard.com. Today we're doing another real estate exam practice question. Today's question 194. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so what are we working with today? Well, let's take a look. The question states, Tina and Tom are two unmarried individuals who own property with equal interests and without a right of survivorship. Which of the following forms of ownership would Tina and Tom most likely have? And it gives us four options. A, tenants by the entirety. B, tenancy in common. C, community property. Or D, joint tenancy. So like always, I'm going to give you guys a brief opportunity here to read it over. Pause if you need to, come with their answer. So go ahead and do that right now. Alrighty, so hopefully you came with your answer. What is the correct answer for this one? Well, it's going to be B. That's right, tenancy in common. Remember, community property and tenants by the entirety is through marriage. You can't have that form of ownership with two unmarried individuals. Tenancy in common would be the best answer. Tenancy in common is when a parcel of real estate is owned by two or more tenants. Upon the death of a tenant, that share is transferred to the estate or heir of the deceased tenant. Unlike with a joint tenancy, tenants in common have no rights of survivorship. Knowing that Tina and Tom do not have the right of survivorship and are unmarried, we can assume that this is a tenancy in common. The amount of interest really doesn't matter in this case. So obviously, as I just described, we know it's obviously not going to be community property or tenancy by entirety because, again, they're not married. They're two unmarried individuals. And obviously, the second part here, without a right to survivorship. That is how we determine between B and D. Knowing that it's without a right of survivorship, we know safely that it's not D and it is B, tenancy in common. Hopefully that makes sense. Obviously, if you have no idea what these terms are, I do really encourage you guys to kind of understand the different forms of ownerships, especially when it comes to how they differ from each other. Obviously, the two biggest differences that I kind of already talked about is whether or not they're married. If they're married individuals, obviously it's different. And then obviously, if a right of survivorship exists, that'll obviously determine what type of interest or what type of ownership it is. Hopefully that makes sense, and that's going to be it for this question. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you guys can pass the exam no problem. Remember, new content every week and tons of extra resources on our website. This is Zach from realestatelicensewizard.com. As always, make today magical.